Okay, today we're going to talk about our liver product, QRF, and it's got three main ingredients. The first ingredient, NAC, it's the precursor to glutathione, which is really the component you want. It's a potent antioxidant. It's probably not going to be on the market much longer, so pick these up while you can get them. As anything with supplements and the FDA, once something shows it works extremely well and there's potential for it to become a prescriptive form of treatment, it doesn't stay legal very long, and NAC is probably in that category. So we have NAC while we can. We're stocked up, and we will continue selling as long as we're legally allowed to. So if you're worried about your liver health, which you should be, grab some while we have it. Next is milk thistle, which is an antioxidant. It works through toxin blockade at the membrane level. It actually improves protein synthesis. It's kind of, I use the analogy all the time that, you can add a deck chair to the Titanic, and it technically makes the Titanic heavier, but it's not, really a dramatic difference. But milk thistle has been shown to improve protein synthesis, and there's some potential for muscle protein synthesis there. It has anti-fibrotic activity, and it's actually potentially has some immunomodulating effects, which, same, deck chair, the Titanic analogy, but, we're in the post-COVID world where, immune response is something we all need to kind of consider. There's a benefit there as well. And then our third ingredient is TUDCA, which it actually inhibits apoptosis, which is, cell death. I think we've talked about in some of the other videos. By interfering with the mitochondrial pathway of cell death. And so it reduces endoplasmic reticulum stress. Where basically all that means is it just fights against the cell death in the liver in the liver cells that occurs with the damage of what the liver does. So the liver's kind of interesting because the kidneys don't really regenerate. You damage your kidneys, you're screwed. They work like a coffee filter almost. The coffee filter works, but if you keep spraying really high pressure water or something at the coffee filter, eventually it's going to get little tears and shreds in it, and it's not going to filter as well. There's nothing to really repair that filter. There's some things you can do with the way the membranous activity works, where you can increase or decrease what size proteins are filtered through. There's some benefit there. But there's really not much you can do. So you really need to get on top of things with the kidneys. The liver's got a little bit different. It actually has really impressive regenerative abilities. And so if you were dumb when you were younger, maybe you drank too much, maybe you used too many oral anabolics, and your liver enzymes are really out of whack, it's not a death sentence or really, even a death scream. The liver is very good at regenerating itself if you just take a little care with it. And these three main ingredients really, really amplify the liver's ability to do those things. And like I said, especially with the NAC, while we're legally allowed to sell it, I would recommend you stock up because everything we do in bodybuilding is hard on the liver. Not just the things we take externally, not just the anabolics or supplements, but the training itself is hard on the liver. The liver processes kind of the breakdown of muscle tissue, the things that happen during muscle. The liver has to kind of process those things, which is why if you want accurate blood work, you really should take 3 to 4 days of training, heavy weight training off before you get the blood work, because your liver enzymes are going to be chronically elevated just from training hard itself. And so it's very important to take care of that, especially knowing that even if you haven't taken care of it in the past, if you get on top of it, you can get the liver back functioning well. And that it ties into everything, because if the liver doesn't function well, you're going to run into blood sugar issues. The liver releases liver glycogen to stabilize blood sugar levels. And if you have a poor liver function, the liver's not good at doing that, and you're going to get highs and lows in blood sugar, which is going to cause you to not be able to be as precise with your diet. That's actually one of the biggest issues with alcoholics when they come off of alcohol, is their liver is so damaged it really doesn't have any ability to regulate blood sugar like it needs to. And now when you remove the alcohol, you're not removing sugar by removing the alcohol. if depending on what type of alcohol drinks you have, there might be carbohydrates in it, but typically what alcohol does is it gives a separate energy pathway, secondary or separate to sugar, to provide a direct energy source for the body, and that's alcohol, which is 7 calories per gram, which is almost as calorie dense as actual straight fat. But you remove that, and the body then has to use more sugar for energy to regulate its just normal daily processes, and the liver isn't able to release glycogen at the level it needs, and you get blood sugar crashes and blood sugar spikes. And so, to a lesser extent, the things we do just from training alone cause those same types of issues with the liver. And everyone knows how important good blood sugar levels and stable blood sugar levels and effective insulin sensitivity and all those things are for muscle growth and physique in general. And so don't ignore your liver in that whole, because everything ties into each other. And like I said, while NAC is legal, we'll be selling it, but we're stocked up. We have another production run running, and as long as we have product, we'll sell it. It's a great product, and I recommend you give it a try.